You know, he's getting out of the lake on the other side. If he takes much more line, he'll be on the A46. Well, we were literally just about to sit down and have a little chat about the lake that we're fishing at when my left-hand rod absolutely ramped off. And we're into the first fish of the day. So it looks like it's gone around the other line, so I'm actually going to open that out. Oh, chairing line. Yeah, he's gone through the other zig float, so this could be interesting. But they've been charging around on the surface all day. Been putting out mixers, hoping to see if we get one like that, but I've just not been interested. Finally, one of these zigs has bust off. Like I say, I'm in a right tangle at the moment. I can see the other zig float going around out there behind him. So I'm going to concentrate and hopefully land him. Look at the zig going around behind it. Oh, bloody nightmare. Well, so long as we land him, I will not care too much whether I've got a massive tangle. I think it's just tangled around the actual float and not him, so that's not too bad. And that hook bait was probably only 6 inches under the surface. Oh, look at this, it's absolute carnage. But it proves how important it is when you zig in that hook bait needs to be in exactly the right place. Don't go through my line again. Come on. Hey. Happy days. Job done. Well, you join us at the Lane Fishery in Leicestershire, where we've been shooting a day on the circuit feature. To be honest, we've just done the first take of this when we're really interrupted by my left-hander absolutely bursting into life. It's been a baking hot day, isn't it, today?
It has been hot. I don't know if we look quite red on camera
Probably,
at the moment,
yeah.
but yeah, the sun has been beating down all day. The fish have been cruising on the surface, and it feels like summer is here. Although we're only really just into spring, it does feel summer's upon us, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely the hottest day that we've had so far, isn't it? And
yeah,
like I say, we're probably a bit sunburned.
Oh God, yeah.
But it's nice to get off the mark. Really nice little fish in the net. But first, before we get that fish out and take a look at him, a bit about the fishery. It's a fishery that you've seen on your routes, isn't it?
Yeah, so if you can't hear the background noise, we are right next to the A46, and it's a venue that I pass on most of my trips out and about filming. It's a road that I regularly use, and I've always seen this fishery, and it's actually pretty cool, isn't it? It's a really cool little lake, 1.5 acres in size. I think they only said there's about 40 carp in here, which is, I think, about perfect for this size of lake.
It's not going to be like too easy, but there's enough fish in this sort of size of water to make it interesting fishing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And it's crystal clear, there's loads of weed, so we've probably seen all 40 of those fish today in some areas of the lake. Most of them have been over this side.
Including a real good one, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was, real good. It looked a good 30, definitely 30 pounds.
I mean, we spoke to the owner and he said that there is a 30 pound or two in it.
Yeah.
I reckon that was probably the one that we saw.
Probably, yeah.
So
and that was quite early on we saw that, wasn't it?
It was substantially bigger than the rest.
Yeah.
But they all look really nice fish, and the one that I've got in the net's a nice one. And there's also a handful of ornamentals which have been
they've been
giving the game away.
Yeah. stand out like a sore thumb on this lake. They've been swimming around the margins, and usually we've spotted one of those first, and then behind them you see 5 or 6 others swimming along with it. So they've not been not been hard, I should say, not been hard to find at all. It's been quite easy. But on the catching side of things, it's been a different story. Like Matt said, we were rudely interrupted because he had a take, but we've been at it all day, haven't we? Really trying on the surface, little margin spots. We've got some on washing lines.
I changed over to zigs, and to be honest, the amount of times that those fish were swimming past my zigs, I thought it would have gone well before then.
Yeah.
And it's only really sort of since putting that zig up to 6 inches under the surface, so right in their faces that it's finally gone.
And even then,
It still took a while still then,
there was
didn't it?
swimming. You could see them swimming around the zig, and they just weren't interested at all. But it's happened. Maybe because it's cooling down a little bit. I say that.
It's absolutely roasting,
Yeah.
but it is getting on in the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So fingers crossed, maybe even a chance of another one. But for now, I think we will take a look at this one, get them weighed up, get a few photographs, and show the viewers what is on offer here at the lane.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go. Little tiny red and black zig, 6 inches under the surface. Job's a good one. £15, 14 ounces. Watered in the sunshine. There you go. Just under £16. Really nice mirror, big shoulders on him, big scales across the back. And he's actually got little spawning tubercles as well. You can clearly see that it's getting up to that time. But yeah, you'll take him on a hot day when the carp aren't well up for feeding, and that's when those zigs really come into play. But this is the sort of stamp of fish that you're fishing for here at the lane. Like I said, they do go over £30 as well. But more than happy with a lovely fish like that. So there you go, a lovely mid-double mirror, which I'm led to believe is a typical sort of stamp in this lake. But like I did previously say, they do go to over £30 in here. If you live in this neck of the woods and you fancy coming down and giving this lake a go, then you can get yourself booked on via Swim Booker. It's currently being run as a full lake exclusive. There's 4 swims on site, but we've been told by the owner that that's going to be switching over to a day ticket. So you'll be able to book your session, come down and fish. The entire site's all fenced off, it's nice and secure. And there's even a nice social area with everything that you might need if you're coming down for a social with a few mates. You've got things like barbecue, you've got microwave, kettle, all of that's over there in the social area. Everything that you might need for a social. So like I said, it's soon going to be available as a standard day ticket as well if you just want to come down and fish the lake on your own. So just to recap, if you do want to come and fish here, then make sure to check it out on swimbooker.com.